free in the same blooming location for going on 70 years.
This is Ocala Talks with Tom Schmidt, bringing stories that are important to our community in and around Ocala. Plus, of course, a splash of sports as well. Now, here's your host, Tom.
Good Wednesday morning. Welcome to Ocala Talks. I'm your host, Tom Schmidt, coming to you from the studios of WOCA Radio, located just off the runway at the Ocala International Airport on a beautiful, sunny, bright, crisp morning in the Brick City, beautiful Ocala, Florida. Galen Unall joins me as he does every morning on his way to work into Gainesville. He represents Life South. He's brought to you by the good folks at Palm Garden Health and Rehabilitation Center. Penn Flooring and just shipped. Galen, I have to give everybody an update, even you, because I know you're commuting. 441 North, just north of 326 at 95th and 301 441. There is a traffic fatality investigation going on. Northbound 441 was blocked 20 minutes ago. I don't know when it's going to reopen, but it is shut down. You cannot go north, past 326. You have to find an alternative route. Maybe go Old Jacksonville Road into Citra if you're going north that way, or take Old Gainesville Road up through Reddick to get to 441. That's not something you do, though. You go on the interstate every morning, correct?
Yeah. My office in Gainesville is much closer to the interstate than it is 301. But I take them both. I always check the maps before I leave. So, yeah, just a look. But it looks like the interstate's clear right now.
You know, it's just your heart goes out to whatever family's going to be traumatized by this incident right before the holidays.
Yeah, whenever I'm in a traffic jam, unless it's just for somebody who's parked on the side of the road, on the other side of the road, and everybody's just looking at them, I always try to be, as patient as I can, which is difficult, knowing that somebody's life has been really, really messed up today, a whole lot more than me by getting stuck in traffic. So I try to, have a little empathy for that.
Yeah, just, if you're in that area, don't figure out an alternative route around 441, 301 North. But it just, those kind of tragedies, they're never good, but at the holidays, it kind of focuses and makes them a little worse.
Yeah, it's this time of the year. I mean, coming home usually takes me from door to door. It takes me about 48 minutes.
Not last night.
During this time of the year, it takes more like an hour and 5.
And
so today, it'll probably take me an hour and 30.
Yeah, because today's the biggest travel day, they say, of the year. It will be today.
Correct.
Today.
Correct.
And they will start getting on the road about 11 o'clock this morning, they said, is when the travel times. From 11 to 8 is the peak travel times.
And they do things to avoid it. Like, you're not allowed to have any construction during this time frame. I think that was one of the smart rules that the DOT put in, is like during these peak travel times, you're not allowed to have a road closed for construction. And that makes a huge impact. So, again, just be patient. Just get there, right? I mean, that's the whole point. And by the way, I drive a lot, but during the holidays, you have to bake the drive time into the cake.
Yes.
So you got to go through the woods and all that to go see Grandma.
Okay, so you know that it's safe to say, because you know me, you have more interaction with me than most of the listeners. They know me from listening on the radio, but you know me outside of the radio. And you know that patience, while it's a virtue, maybe not something I possess a lot of. Is that fair to say?
You're not as impatient as me, but it's close.
But it's close, right.
Yeah.
So yesterday, I because it's the holiday season, I thought, I'll try to be a nicer, more approachable guy over the holiday season, because it's just, there was a sermon at church this Sunday that said, it's not about you. It's about the group, and it really said something to me this Sunday in church. Father Pat had a good sermon, so I thought I'll try to be a nicer, easier going guy. And I'll tell you, the first incident I had where I tried to do that was I pulled up to a stop sign yesterday, a 4-way stop, in the downtown area, and I waved a car through. I said, "Go ahead," because being nice, go ahead. I got an extended middle finger out of the window for waving them through the stop sign.
Well, I'm not a.
Why do I need to be nice? Why do I need? If I'm going to say, "Come on through the stop sign," you go first, even though it was my turn to go, and for my thanks, I get an extended middle finger out of the window. Why the hell should I be nice to people?
Well, I don't give anybody the finger. I think it's not something I do. But I'm also not a waver. I don't like if you're at an intersection, you don't wave. Follow the rules of the road. We're a civilization built on laws, and there are laws to handle how you interact at an intersection.
Okay, if truth be told,
if you start waving people through, that's how you start dying.
If truth be told, I was kind of reflecting on what they were driving a beater. And I was like, let's let them get through because they probably don't have any insurance, and if they hit me, I'm screwed. So it was a little. I was okay. So, to be truthful.
Yeah. You also have to, there are certain cars you have to treat a little differently though too. Like if somebody has a 4-door Porsche, you realize they don't make very good decisions in their life, and so you need to be cautious.
100%.
If you have
a phone that breaks up and goes in and out. Oh wait, that's not.
Well, that's always funny. Yeah. But if you have a 4-door Porsche, I tread lightly around you.
Well, you have to because they're either in a midlife crisis or they made bad decisions most of their lives. That's what you got to do.
They're both. Well, they're we've all been through a midlife crisis. You just don't buy a 4-door Porsche.
Well, there you
buy a 2-door Porsche. Because Porsche should only have 2 doors.
They should only have 2, and they should not be SUVs. They should not be crossover vehicles. Hey, let's take a phone call.
Too many doors.
Let's take a phone call.
Too many doors.
Let's take a phone call real quick. You're on with Galen and Tom. Good morning.
Good morning, guys.
Hey, Hugh.
Say, once upon a time, I got the finger too, like everybody sooner or later does it. I just rolled my window down and I yelled over the guy, showing me your age or IQ.
Yeah, that's usually what the people yell at me when I extend the middle finger. So I understand what you're saying, Hugh. I understand what you're saying.
Right, exactly.
Hey, Hugh, happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, you too. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you for the programming. I enjoy it very much, and it's just a wonderful way to start the day out.
Galen, Hugh just said that listening to you and I is a wonderful way to start the day out. He may be the only human that thinks that.
That's right. That's right. Well, and again, there are somebody's coming up on you and they're driving a Leaf, right? You're just like, I don't want to deal with you today. You want to get in front of that car, right? Because that's a guy who goes 3 miles and over, 3 miles an hour under the speed limit because the speed limit is too fast, right? You know the guy who sits next to you and goes, well, speed limit is 70. That means you can't go past 70. Right? You don't want to be next.
You don't want to be next to that guy. You got to get away from that guy. You got to get away from that guy.
So, and again, you have to pick your battles every single day.
Well, this was a.
Do I judge people by the car they drive?
Certainly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's a choice you made. I think you're allowed to judge people on their decision making.
Well, it was a Plymouth Duster.
Porsches.
It was a Plymouth Duster, by the way. It looked to be about a 1974.
Oh. Well, that could have been nope. It was never a good car.
Nah, and I'm not real certain there may
an '89 Nova. Let them go.
Well, there
Just
may
get
have
out
been
of their way.
There may have been a
Get out of their way.
There may have been a portable meth lab in the trunk of that Duster. I don't know.
Correct. Yeah. Again, just let them go by. If they're driving like a '87 Nova 2, or a Mustang 2, anybody who owns a Mustang 2,
let them go.
Let them go.
Let them go.
It's not worth. Just let them go. But if it's in a hybrid vehicle or an electrical vehicle that's not a Tesla, get in front of them at all costs because you're just going to regret being behind them.
I agree. We got to take a break.
And there are some cars you want to look at as they drive by. The new Corvette, wave them through because you want to admire the great decision that they made.
It's just an ugly car.
The new Corvette?
We'll talk about that after the break. We'll be right back after this time
you
out.
are so wrong.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA. The Source.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
Are you or your loved one being released from a hospital and wondering how you'll manage? Inform your physician that you want to go to Palm Garden of Ocala at 2700 Southwest 34th Street for your rehabilitation. Palm Garden provides pain management, post-discharge follow-up, diabetic care, psychosocial support, and so much more. Plus, they even offer outpatient rehab. This award-winning care facility has a team of licensed professionals dedicated to enhancing your independence. Call 352-854-6262 today.
Are you wasting time boxing up packages and going to the post office or the UPS store? Are you tired of not knowing what you'll pay when you get there? Just Ship offers pickup service and flat rate packaging and postage rates, which takes the guesswork out of shipping while saving you time and money. So quit wasting valuable time and money. Call or text Just Ship at 352-234-3840. That's 352-234-3840. Just Shipped.
Now you've done it. Have you lost your mind? He's back. And you're listening again. A legend in his own mind. Don't believe me? Just ask him. Here's Tom Schmitz live on WOCA. The Source.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks. On the Wednesday, it's the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. Galen Unall from Life South joins us thanks to the good folks at Penn Flooring, Palm Garden Health and Rehabilitation Center, and Just Shipped. And before we went to break, I sort of got his hair up on his back when I said the new Corvette's an ugly car.
Here's why you're wrong. One, Corvette has a really long history, right, of being
1973 Stingray, best looking car ever.
Not ever, but you could put it in the top 5 American cars.
100%.
The new Corvette, the mid-engine new Corvette is perfect. It's still a 2-seater, right? Because I was always afraid that Corvette was going to somehow turn into a sedan. It's fast.
You mean like the Thunderbird did?
Yeah, right? I mean, there's been a lot, like the Mustang did by turning it into an SUV.
Well, the Vette was the answer to the Thunderbird, and then the Thunderbird went sedan on them.
Right. Well, again, the new Corvette is spectacular. I mean, I'm sorry. I don't know if you've seen a convertible one.
I have.
It is spectacular.
It's not a 73 Stingray.
It's the – well – so you're talking with a Stingray hood with side pipes.
Oh, yeah,
beautiful
exactly.
Car.
Ooh.
Hard top. I'd go with a hard top every single time.
Yeah, don't go with the T-top. Go with the hard top.
I want to be clear. I love that car. I really love that car. But if you were to say, Galen, I'll give you that, or a new Corvette, one, I would take the 73 because it's worth about $1.4 million in, great condition.
Just saying.
But the new Corvette is, and the 2022s are even better than the 2021s. It's a perfect car. The ZR1 is the best vehicle the United States has ever produced. End of story.
Let's go to the phone lines. Good morning. You're on with Tom and Galen.
Hey, guys. Finally, you're talking about something I enjoy, cars.
Mike McCoy. Good morning, sir.
I love
Hey,
cars.
guys,
Talk about cars all the
Hey, listen, you know what? Growing up, I always thought a beautiful car, even though it was British, was the E-Type Jag. But the Corvette has always been an icon. And then now the new Corvettes come out, and when I first saw them and first started looking at them, I thought, my God, that is gorgeous. That is the most beautiful car I've ever seen. And then I laid my eyes on what appears to be the new mid-engine Camaro. And let me tell you something. That thing looks like it's got its eyes wandering around looking, where's that Corvette? Where's that Corvette? But it is an absolutely, from what I saw in the pictures that I saw, this thing looks like an absolute beast.
Let me pull this up. The mid-engine Camaro. Let me
Well,
look at this
I've
thing.
seen it. It depends on obviously which model you're looking at. There's one that's supposed to come out in 2024, and they're not sure if it's going to be a mid-engine or a hybrid.
Okay, that Camaro looks pretty good. I'm going to give that to you. That mid-engine Camaro looks pretty good.
And the Cadillac, even. Cadillac has one.
Yeah, Cadillac's the new Cadillac to come out, the sports car Cadillac, it looks really nice.
And
Well-
let me give you one final word. A Maserati, the new Maseratis that you see on the road,
Oh.
sorry people, those are Fiat. Okay, it's a Fiat.
So Mike,
Maserati is the most overrated brand on the planet.
Mike, thanks for the call and happy
Thank
Thanksgiving. The fact that he says a Maserati is a Fiat's all you need to know.
It's
all
true.
you need to know.
By the way, it's true.
Of course it's true.
And by the way,
that's all
I
you need
would
to know.
much rather have a Fiat Spider than any other Maserati on the road. You know I'm a car guy. There's a reason why I go to the Mika Auto auction.
Yes,
every
you
year.
go every
By the way,
year.
this year, we're doing something really special with Mika. Mika reached out, and we're doing something really special with them. As soon as Dan cuts the ad, we're giving 5 people an opportunity to go to Meekum this year.
No,
Join us on the
4
podcast.
people.
Again, there you go, thinking you're going again.
Gosh, dog it. Every year I get left
So,
out.
yeah, we'll be broadcasting live from there, and I'm hoping JK will join us in the booth. And this year, Meekum's going to be broadcast on Motor Trend. But I love cars.
They are
I'm a car
something.
connoisseur.
They are something that gets you excited, like football. You like cars and football. You do.
There's 3 things I like, and this is a fact. I like Formula One. I like muscle cars or just high-end cars, and I like whiskey and bourbon. That's it.
Speaking of whiskey,
maybe 3 people.
Speaking of whiskey and bourbon,
people.
and speaking of whiskey and bourbon, have you guys solicited for one of these bourbon pyramid schemes this holiday season yet?
Which one?
You know, where you buy 1 bottle of whiskey, that's all you have to buy, and you give it secretly to somebody, and you'll get 8 to 10 bottles back.
I haven't heard that. I'd probably give it a shot.
Yeah, they have to be $50,
I
$50 or more bourbon, $50 or more bottle bourbon, and you give one.
hard to do.
You give one, and you get 4, 5, 6 back. And it's really a pyramid scheme. But if you get in early, you're going to get a lot of bourbon. You get in late, you may get a bottle.
I could talk about bourbon and cars the next 7 hours.
Yeah. By the way, a
you
good,
know,
a
and
good,
it-
a good glass
I-
of Thomas Jefferson Reserve, hard to beat. Good glass of Thomas Jefferson Reserve.
I have the Ocean. I bought a bottle of Ocean while I was in Savannah. No, I think I'm not a big Jefferson guy. I'll much rather have, an Elijah Craig, which is fantastic,
It
or
is
a
really
Masterson.
good.
Masterson's it's cheaper and it's better.
You know what?
But we got to get back to the Corvette.
By the
I
way,
can't
real
believe
quick.
that you don't think the new Corvette is beautiful.
By the way, real quick, it's actually a good bourbon that's affordable, and people are going to laugh, but it's actually a pretty good thing, is the single barrel Jim Beam. I promise you it's pretty good.
I've had it, for a Jim Beam. It's
Right,
it's
for the
pretty
price,
solid.
for the price and
for a
everything,
Jim
it's
Beam?
solid. Yeah. It's solid.
But you could take the same dollars and buy an Elijah Craig, which is a better taste.
Still
So-
solid for Jim Beam. It's a solid. You know, it's don't go out and buy Evan Williams. Okay, let's not do that.
Oh, let's not get crazy or dumb.
So yeah, the
So again,
Corvette,
bad
the
decision.
Corvette, the 22 Corvette, ugly car in my opinion. But that's because I compare every Corvette to the 1973 Stingray, which to me is the greatest car ever.
Well, it didn't handle very well. It had top end speed, but that was it. The new the new Z1 is going to be. It set the fastest non-hybrid car ever to go around the Nürburgring. And this car handles well. It drives well. It looks incredible inside.
What's the
it's
price
perfect.
tag on it? About around 100,000.
You know, for a ZR for a Z1, I think it's just under 100,000.
Right, I
If
thought
you
it would
get
be
a
right
convertible,
around
I think it's
around 100,000. Yeah.
But you can get a Corvette off the shelf for around 55.
Yeah, but
Now,
who wants
you
one off the
compare that,
shelf?
and it's faster. And the Porsche that I want, I will ultimately buy, is the 718 Cayman, which is what the 911 used to be. It's a mid-engine car, and it's fantastic. I say it's affordable. It's $70. You can get one brand new for around $75,000, which is stupid. I've never paid anywhere close to that.
But we are
I've
in
never
agreement.
paid over $30,000 for a car.
But we are in
Here I am
agreement.
talking about buying a $75,000.
But you and I are in agreement that there should never be a crossover vehicle, SUV, whatever you want to call that Cayenne that Porsche put out. That's the most ridiculous thing ever.
Well, any Porsche that has four doors isn't a Porsche. At that point, it's an Audi. If you're going to buy an SUV, and this is a fact, if you're going to buy an SUV, there's four brands that are far superior for the same money. Range Rover, right, which is the best SUV that will ever be produced. Go buy a Ford Explorer. Go buy a top-end Ford Explorer or a BMW, and you can't go with either four of the 3, the 5, or the 7 for the BMW. And honestly, if you've never driven a BMW, it's the best driving sedan on the road. It drives better than everything else. I've driven everything. Driven a Cadillac. I've driven an Audi. I've driven a Mercedes. You give me an M Series. Well, first of all, an M Series is a sports car, but you give me any of a 3, a 4, or a 5 Series BMW, and it will outdrive. And I mean, you drive it, put 10,000 miles on it, then come back to me. I'll take this every single time.
The best ride I've ever had in my life was I rode with Alan Paulson, who was the guy with Gulfstream. I rode with his nephew because he was a big booster for the Georgia Southern football team, Alan Paulson was. And I rode with his nephew in their Bentley. It's pretty hard to beat how a Bentley rides.
Oh, I guess that's a luxury class, right? That's that. Now I have to compare it to an Aston Martin or, you know, it's a hand, or a Rolls Royce. That's a hand built coach.
Yeah, Bentley's
But
pretty good.
I will
Bentley's
take the
pretty good.
I will take the Continental right now. Convertible. I saw one drive by on 17th the other day, and my wife stopped. She goes, "Well, what is that?"
Hey.
I said, "Well, that's a Bentley Continental.
Galen.
Can't have that, honey.
Galen, we're up against
It's
a break.
$100,000 car."
We'll be right back after this timeout on
Got me
WOCA,
fired up about cars.
The Source.
Broadcasting from the Ocala International Airport, this is WOCA AM, W242CA FM, Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Biden discussing an issue that's near and dear to a lot of Americans' hearts and wallets.